Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. Happy Wednesday. Every damn time. Every damn time. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Oh, I have so many feelings running through me right now, but today is Self-Care Wednesday, so we are going to self-care on this Wednesday. I know. Yeah. Oh, I'm holding back so much right now because I'm really trying to find patience, and I'm really trying to just. I really got to stop doom scrolling because it is not good for my health. Anyways, Self-Care Wednesday, and Self-Care Wednesday is, we're going to do self-care oracles today, but I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and I'm going to start with a tarot deck. I am not good with tarots, okay? Absolutely not. I don't know why. I've been trying to study it for over 20 years now, and for some reason, I just can't get it. I can't get it. Maybe it's because it's like 78 cards or something like that of, pure memorization. But also, with the tarot decks, you can find 50 different decks and they're all the same thing. But I can find 50 different decks of oracles, and for me, there's so much more interpretation in those. And I'm not knocking the tarot, because I tell you, I value everybody that can read it, and I'm actually quite jealous that I haven't been able to do this, So, thank you, older sibling. Believe it or not, I was going to put my hair up today, and I kind of changed the direction of the style I wanted, and my hair fell, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. So, what am I holding back? What do you mean, what am I holding back? I'm holding back just some thoughts I'm feeling about people still complaining about the Super Bowl and Bad Bunny. And I really wanted this to be a Self-Care Wednesday, but all right, I'm just going to say it. If you're complaining about Bad Bunny being the halftime show, and you're not complaining about Green Day opening up, and for once not complaining about the Black anthem, national anthem, being played, then it was never about Bad Bunny. It was about the fact that he was not singing in English. We scream and we shout about cultural stuff like that, so and diversity, and then when we get culture and diversity, everybody panics and freaks out and screams. So anyways, yeah, I need some self-care oracles today too. All right, come on, there we go, one more. Just yell at the tarot deck. No wonder I can't get it. It doesn't like me. So like I said, I'm going to go with the book on this one, because it's a different book from the cards. Okay, these, oh my God, I love these cards. They're so cute. They are so cute. And I have to tell you, so this was like a $30 deck, I believe, and I got it for 10 because I went Goodwilling with my cousins, and it was just sitting there waiting, and it was probably a gift for a kid, and the mom said, hell no. So it found a home with me. But they're little kawaii cards, and kawaii, K-A-W-A-I-I. It's animation. Well, look how cute they are. Oh my God. Look how cute they are. And there's a little drama llama there happening, right? Some drama llama. And look at their little faces. Oh my God, even the clouds are happy. So, before we start, oh, look at this one. Right? Cute little thingy, merry-go-round, poodle on her throne. The Empress. That was the Empress. But there's a really cute card. Oh, a panda. Right? I mean, how can you not love these cards? A little unicorn, the High Priestess, sitting in there. Honestly, I think I just wanted to play with these cards because they bring so much delight to me. The Magician with a cute little owl. And here's one, the Eight of Coins, a little cobbler. Ask for help. Ask for help. So You know, I think part of it is I've never truly trusted myself with these cards. That's why I don't particularly, you know, because I see other people doing tarot. Oh my God, this is my spirit animal. Cheese. A little fur baby on cheese. Older sibling. So Sammy says, we need self-care today. I'm tired and low vibing. Sigh. I'm tired. I'm tired too. Dude, seriously, I told you guys I did not get any sleep yesterday, and my sleep got interrupted again yesterday when I was trying to go back to sleep to catch up on sleep. So it's been a wild ride this week, kids. So older sibling says I'm a kid. Of course yeah, I am. I'm like a big kid. I spent so much of my childhood being an adult that I regressed. I regressed. Whoops. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I hit the computer. I should not put these on the computer. All right. So, let's see. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. So I do have the other Oracle decks, Soul Truth, New Orleans, and Dragons, because I'm not home, so I don't have all my cards. But anyways, all right, so 10 of Swords. Let's look it up in the Journey Tarot. The Journey Tarot is really pretty too. It's I believe it is a woman-owned company and a woman-owned deck. Yeah, Cassie Uhl or Uhl. But these are really pretty too. I mean, they're very like kind of like, you know, very artistic. So, you know, ooh, oh, that one's the Death card. All right, you know what? I pulled that one. I know I pulled some other ones, but that one kind of sang to me for a second. So don't be afraid when you hear the Death card, kids, because this is what it is. All right, this one I've got down. This one and the Devil card, because the Devil card, believe it or not, so there are certain, so zodiac signs are also associated with different major arcana, however you say it, cards in the tarot decks. And the majors are the ones like Death or the Devil or the Empress or the, you know, the High Priestess or the Fool, and, you know, all these different things. And believe it or not, the Capricorn or tarot card is the Devil. Seriously. But it's not about being evil. It's not about being bad. It could be like something bad could be happening towards you. Something bad could be going into your, you know, like it could be a warning, but mostly it's about this. It's about identity. How do you feel about yourself? And I can tell you one thing. While Capricorns are generally known for their leadership and their this, that, and the other, we kind of suck at self-love. You know, we spend so much, and I think that's why we try to overachieve in other areas. I am not one of those Capricorns, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that comes. I will say this, I think I'm a natural leader. I was just standing waiting for a friend at Disneyland, and all of a sudden a line formed behind me, just like it did at Comic-Con. And it's like, what is happening? And I turned around and I saw all these people, and I'm all like, I'm not in line. I mean, I was not even near the cart. I was standing by the curb and the line formed behind me. And it's like, I'm not in line, but please. And, you know, they're like, oh, okay. And so older siblings like natural leader. So same with Comic-Con. Just waiting for the Doctor Who pin at the BBC booth, and all of a sudden, poof, there's a line behind me. So, and you know, I mean, older sibling was always with me. So I guess we can say that we're both kind of thrive in that leadership role. But anyways, the Devil card is about identity. It's about seeing yourself. It's about looking within and saying, hey, you know what? These are the things that I need to see about myself. These are the things I need to change about myself. And when it comes to the Death card rarely ever means death. It could symbolize you've had a death in your family. And, you know, if you're going in for a reading and you're hoping to hear from someone beyond and the Death card comes up, it's probably saying they're here, they hear you. Maybe they're not here right now, but they hear you. And this is the sign that they hear you. Or it could mean that you have a sick family member and you know this, but they're letting you know you're going to be okay. The Death card has grown its own, tarot decks have grown its own life in entertainment. And I don't mean entertainment like people that secretly go to, these psychics and stuff. I'm talking about people that watch these shows and think, oh my God, it's the devil card. Oh my God, it's the death card. And like I said, it could be a warning. Sometimes it could be a warning, but you can always tell by the reader what is happening. And if you're going to have a reading, find someone reputable, okay? If you're in LA, and by no means did the psychic guy even have any clue who I am, but they are wonderful. And Sibling and I have never been steered wrong when we've gone. We used to go for our birthdays. And so, and I'm not ashamed, okay? This is me, all right? This is authentic me. I walk different lines like everybody else does, okay? We all walk our own path. But the death card is basically a new beginning. Oh, okay. I'm feeling, now I know why, because since I woke up this morning, even while pottying, I kept hearing, do the tarot deck, do the tarot deck. And I wasn't going to show the Journey Tarot deck. I was just going to show the kawaii ones because they're so cute. Now I'm looking up the death card for the kawaii ones because I know it's going to be super cute. But I see it for me because I am trying to start, I'm trying to take every day of this new healing for me, of this healing journey and trying to find my foot forward after literally feeling lost for the last year, one day at a time. And as you all know from the show we had yesterday, there's a reason I decided to do that just from that own story. I'm sorry, I'm in perimenopause right now, and I Googled it finally, and it can cause itchy ears. So if you see me scratching my ears, just because, like, seriously right now. Okay, so we have a woolly mammoth, little bunnies, quite possibly a cat in a boat. Oh yeah, 2 frogs in a boat, 2 bunnies in a boat, 1 cat in a boat looking questionable, and a possum riding a mammoth with little... Like, legit. I'm dying. Look at that cat. Oh, okay, you know what? I'm going to have to put this card in the comments because I know it gets a little fuzzy, but the cat's just looking like... really kind of like a cat, right? But anyways, if don't be afraid of the death card, all right? Like I said, there is a chance one day that it could come up because there's a warning, or because someone might be sick in your family, or because you just lost somebody. But 9 times out of 10, the death card just means that it's the death of the first thing, and it's the death of the first thing, and it's the beginning, right? So in order for something to start anew, the last thing usually dies, right? So put it behind you and just move forward. Sammy, I'll send you a picture of this, a better picture of this personally after the show. So anyways, we got the 10 of Swords. We got the 10 of Swords, and it looks like it is a little tea tray. All right, a little tea tray. I apologize. I know, I'm so out of sorts. But the funny thing is, I'm sitting here trying to blame it on, oh, I didn't get any sleep the last 2 days, blah, blah. This is me anyway. So it's just like me amplified, but or slower, one of the two. So the 10 of Swords. I'm not going to pretend to know what these cards mean. I love them, and I keep collecting them, and I'm hoping someday before I die, I can do a reading without using them. Okay, without using the book. But anyways, like I said, I'm just more comfortable with oracle cards, and maybe that's just my lot in life. But though your wounds may be deep, you've reached an ending of one phase. It's time to look ahead to a new chapter, pain and all. Seriously, I pulled the death card from another deck just to show you what it looked like, and didn't even realize, which card it was. And now the 10 of Swords is telling you, look, and if you want to look at the symbolism of it, when it's saying, though your wounds may be deep, you've reached an ending of one phase. It's time to look ahead to a new chapter, pain and all. So this big storm happening around this little tea tray, and, what kind of looks in the background to be lightning, but also, if you live out here, warning tape, right? And then all the clouds and stuff. They're moving forward. They're moving forward, and it's saying leave the pain and all the other stuff behind. You got the death card because the death card was saying that part of your chapter is over. Leave it behind you. It's done. It's over. You can look back for lessons, and you can look back to see how far you've come, but don't look back because you're not going that way. That is my mother. Okay, that is my mother. Don't look back. You're not going that way. That was her favorite phrase. That was her favorite phrase. And older sibling always likes to add, except to see how far you come. And I think that's great. So that's collaboration right there. But yeah, but see the tea tray, right? When we go to tea time and we have all those really cute sweets or all those yummy sweets or those little finger sandwiches, we're enjoying it, right? We're saying, hey, you know what? I'm out here, I'm enjoying this. And I mean, tea time is more of a novelty, I think, here in the United States. I mean, maybe there's some parts, but at least in Southern California, it feels like more of a novelty. To find a tea shop is just absolutely wonderful. I went to my very first high tea at when my cousin took me for my 50th birthday. And I absolutely loved it. But there's some other places out here, including when I was talking about in one of the ghost stories, the Heritage Park, they have two of the houses that are open. One is just open for the historical aspect of it, and the other one is open because it's a Victorian house that does tea time on certain days, but you have to have a reservation. So look that up, Heritage Park tea time. But, you know, and here we go. There's another freaking cat right in the middle, just looking all sketchy with the knife in its hand. Oh, I see. They all have knives in them. Oh, that's so sad. But that's what it's saying. Let it go, pain and all. This, look ahead to your new, it says it's time to look ahead to your new chapter. All right. So look ahead to your new chapter. Yes, the past can be painful, but it can also be your lessons. It can be your learning curve. All right. So judgment. Look at it with the horn, right? the little bunny blowing horn. In case you didn't understand my laugh language, the little bunny blowing the horn is killing me. He's shouting from the rooftops and top of the oceans. Oh my God. And look at the little mermaids. I cannot with this deck. I cannot. It is so cute. I just cannot. Little unicorn mermaids. Okay. So anyway, judgment. That feels a little straightforward, doesn't it? But judgment. Where's judgment? Judgment. See, that's what I mean. There's a lot of cards to like just really understand and memorize. So Bunny just made her day again. All right, that one's also going to be sent to you. I'll send you a picture. Where have you brought joy and where have you caused harm? Take it all in. When you take account of all your actions or inactions, you'll be able to do better moving forward. Reflect, make amends where necessary, and grow into a more enlightened version of yourself. You know, I'm sorry. I have to tell you, I feel like I'm sharing this, but I really feel like this is a reading for me because I literally, when I was falling asleep last night or trying to, said, you know, please, I just need some guidance and I just need a sign. And that's one of the reasons I got into tarot. And my mom couldn't understand, but I told my mom, I said, look, I ain't going to listen to all of you guys. So I think the higher powers have found a way to make me listen, to, you know, to make me hear. And it's by doing these, because the cards that I need always come up when I need them, you know, when I've asked. And like I said, I wasn't going to do the tarot, but I think it's good for me to share this with all of you, because even if this was a reading intended for me, like as a side thing, like I shouldn't have been sharing it on here, I think we're all going to get something out of this. Oh, caffeine. Today it's caffeine. I got leaded coffee today. Again. Oh, that's a little strong. Anyways, again, where have you brought joy and where have you caused harm? So this is another card that is telling us, right? The last one says, let go, you know, leave it behind you, pain and all. And this one is telling you, look, if you have amends that need to be made, if you have, you know, apologies that need to be said, then make them, do them, you know, share your, whatever it is that you need to share with whoever it is that you may have hurt, because healing is about taking accountability. And I tell you, I've been guiding some people through a lot of things recently, but I always lean back on my own experience, because older sibling, I am still doing the apology tour with her, because this is a person who early on, before I really became in tune with my mental health, before I really even accepted the fact that I had a dinged up mental health, who never gave up on me. She understood from her own experience. She used her experience to help me. But she is definitely a non-confrontational person, and I could be that hurt person that hurt people. And I don't mean, I was never physical except for the muffin incident. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny for the first 20 years. But except for the muffin incident, I am not a physically violent person. But when I was hurting, when I was angry, when all the stuff was just bottled up and I had nowhere else to unleash it, I was verbally just awful. I was verbally violent. I was mean. I was cold. I can't say calculating, because half the time it was a blind rage. Like, I didn't even remember half of the stuff that I even said or what happened after it happened. It was just like having an out of body experience, but not in a good way. So you're like, well, why are you telling us all this? Because here's the thing. You may look at me poorly. You may look at me angrily. But I need people to understand this, because just because we're doing oracles doesn't mean you're not going to get a lesson out of this. That's what tarot and oracles are. They're lessons, they're warnings, they're signs. But I also know that I overcame that. And I was lucky enough to have somebody to do that for me. To get me into therapy, to get me to take the meds that I needed to take. Well, the one med that I need to take. But, so, yeah. So anyways, I've said enough about that. So 3 of Wands. Let's the drama llamas. But let me conclude with this one thought. I am ashamed of my former behavior, but only to a degree. Because the more accountability I take, the more I start to realize, okay, that was a different person. And I'm not that person anymore. When you take accountability, let go of the shame. If you feel like you need to make the apologies, make the apologies. I'm not going to say I don't get triggered still, but they're not as bad as they used to be, and I recover a lot quicker. Even older sibling has noticed. She's like, I've noticed that you have come a long way. So, and it's not any disrespect to anybody else who's helped me on this healing journey, but she was the one that started this journey with me, and she never gave up on me. And it, I know a lot of people aren't lucky enough to have that. And I say lucky because it was, sometimes I feel like this poor girl just decided, well, I'll come back to earth just to help her. And that might feel, a little self-centered, and it's not intended to be, but that's how it feels. Because this person came into my life at the right moment, at the right time, and walked me through a lot of years of bullshit that I just threw, and if it wasn't for her and then me learning how to trust people and open up to other people on my journey, I'm not sure where I'd be. I'm not even sure I'd be alive. So, anyways, yes, I agree with you, Sammy. Thank God for Laura. But you know what? Thank God for you too. And thank God, because, there were times when I'd lose my shit. And I would email Sammy. And it's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And she would make me feel better about myself, to the point where it's like, okay, so all these little different people in my life, baby sibling, bestie, my family in their own way. My dad doesn't really understand how the mental health thing works, but he tries to be understanding. So, it's support, even small, that might feel minuscule, is still support. Okay, so yes, so thank you to everybody on that journey, and the pioneer on the Shelley train, or the conductor on the Shelley train at first. And this is how she is. You give me too much credit. No, I don't. I don't give you enough. Okay, because she's not the kind of person that likes the spotlight on her. But I don't give you enough credit, because you literally saved my life. So, 3 of Wands. It's getting dark in here, isn't it? Hold on, folks. I know, it's supposed to rain today. Thank gosh. Light. So, I know you guys could see me, but I couldn't see the book. So, it's getting a little dark in here. Three of Wands. The drama llamas and clouds. You know what? So Sammy loves the rabbit and, you know, and the possum, but these clouds are just killing me. These clouds are killing me. They're like, and you know, I can just imagine them blinking, right? So progress is in motion. Grab hold of your momentum and let the fire of the wand suit move you forward. Should I try that again? Progress is in motion. Grab a hold of your momentum and let the fire of the wand suit move you forward. Creativity within you or by joining forces with others is afoot. Allow time for your vision to come forward. Allow it. Allow it. And she loves the clouds too. Okay, that's another one I'm sending. I wish I knew where to find that deck, girl, because I mean, I'm telling you, this is one of those decks where I know that someday if, you know, I have a, you know, my own little studio or whatever, like not necessarily a podcasting studio, I mean like where I write and where I do my work, I'm just going to take these cards and just frame them, you know, because they're just so cute. They're more art to me than they are actual cards. But, and I mean no disrespect to my cards. I do not, but yeah. So anyways, that card is, that's your sign. You know, if you needed a sign and you haven't gotten it from the last 4 cards, then I don't know what to tell you. But progress is in motion. Let your creativity fly. Let everything go. Okay, like Elsa on the top of the mountain. Let it go. Okay, just let it go. All right. So I'm going to skip the Soul Truth cards because, you know, the tarots took up a little more time than I anticipated. But, all right, well, I'm hearing pull one. Just pull one. All right, we'll pull one from, all right, there's one. Oops, nope. I got to feel it, kids. If I don't feel it, yeah, see, I know, Sammy. I'm glad that brought you joy. So, you know, there was more than one reason. You know, I think we got something out of it. Plus, the deck is just pure joy. Oh, am I on the right path? Wow. The cards are just screaming today. So whoever's watching this, keep watching because you don't know what's going to come next. It's amazing. And you saw me. I didn't look. I just pulled it right out. Sometimes we second guess what we are doing. We lose trust in the process and question if we were even on the right path at all. Okay, seriously? I know these are for you guys, but boy, I'm sure getting a lot out of today. Know this, you are on the right path. Keep going, keep believing, keep remembering that you made a soul contract that you are currently fulfilling in every area of your life. Even if you can't see it, that doesn't mean it isn't real. All right, even if it doesn't feel like you're making progress. You know, I mean, here's the thing. I'm going to go back to the line thing. Okay, you know, lines just magically forming behind Sibling and I, and sometimes when I'm by myself, me. These happen not because people are stupid. They're not. It's because you're standing there with a sense of confidence and people are just, without realizing it, they're attracted to that. And it could be the person right behind you is just like, oh, okay, well, you know what? This person looks like they know what they're doing. And you could just be standing there, you know, but there's a level of confidence that we have when we heal. There's a level of confidence that we have when we're feeling good in our bodies, when we're feeling good in our skin and in our soul, when we're having a wonderful day. You know, I mean, the people behind me were like, oh my gosh, I feel so, they're like, I just thought you were in line. It's like, no, well, don't worry about it. I'm all like, maybe I should have stood over there, you know, but you turn around and you make them feel good, right? Especially after a long day. Maybe they were around rude people just then, you know, and all of a sudden they're behind someone and they feel like, you know, a little silly for starting somewhere. And like I said, we were like 15 feet away from this cart. So the fact that a line started behind us says everything. But maybe it started just so we could share it here. When you are comfortable in your own skin, when you are able to walk a path that you have no idea what is in front of you, you help lead the way for other people. You help shine a spotlight on a path they may never have known was their own. So today, here's today's soul action. Search for all the ways you were aligned with your soul's purpose. The signs will appear. Let this newfound trust fuel your next steps. So my passion is writing, but that may not necessarily be my purpose. It might be. My friend thinks I'm supposed to write a book to help people. I'm not sure how to do that because I can barely help myself. But I know. See, there's the confidence saying, you give me too much credit. But anywho, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to put these aside so I can take the pictures for Sammy later. But those are guidance, friends. That's the world telling you, hey, you've got this. You just got to believe in yourself. And, you know, if you have a passion that, wow, that's really pretty. Okay, this one is for Sammy. Music healing. That is so pretty. But anyways, if you have a passion, just go for it. Even if it's just a hobby, just go for it. Creating jewelry was just a hobby for me. To be honest with you, when I started creating jewelry and repurposing things, it was to help my anxiety, okay? Because I didn't want to be on more meds. One antidepressant was enough for me, all right? And I was just like, nope, I don't want to be on anything else. So I tried to find a way to help me focus my mind, to get out of my head and into something. It was not something I ever thought I was going to be able to do or be good at. And then all of a sudden, poof, I was selling some of this stuff, and I really do miss it. But all my stuff is at home, and it's way too much to transport down here. So, see, I need my own little studio. my own little creative haven. And I also want a dark room in there because I love taking pictures and developing my pictures. That is so, there's something just magical about taking a picture and then watching it develop in the dark room, in the red room. And you're just kind of like, wow, I did that. You know, it's like magic. So anyways, all right, what we got for everyone today? Come on, New Orleans deck. You know, you want to sing your praises to somebody or sing something to somebody. All right, anybody got any ideas? Anybody have any questions? Okay, oh, so I don't know if this was for later or for now, but damn. The minute I said, anyone have any questions? Poof. All right, so I don't know what this card was. This was the top card, and something told me to pull it, so, ooh, okay, focus. Boom. Focus. It's really pretty with the eye. And, you know, and it's funny because it's a heart, a triangle, which are two very, and a sphere. These are very, very important symbols in the spiritual world. The triangle's power. The heart, obviously love. The sphere, it's like, you know, infinity, right? Just constantly going. The circle has no edges. And, so yeah, but then you have like the evil eye in there, which, by the way, is not an evil eye. It protects you. It's a Greek and something else. I want to say a Mideastern thing, but I think they use the Hamsa. But, you know, a lot of people do use the evil eye. In fact, I have an ankle bracelet I never take off that has one. And I was at the gynecologist. She was saying how her daughter was like, Mom, and she was an Indian woman, Indian. I know here we call our Native Americans Indians, but she was an Indian. And I mean no disrespect by saying that. I'm just clarifying. And her daughter was like, Mom, I don't want this in my dorm room, blah, 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 blah. And she sent it home. And because I guess she was embarrassed, right? It's like your mom coming in and saying, you need to hang this cross above your bed. Well, I don't know what other people think, Mom. All of a sudden, she's all like, everything started going wrong. And I get this call from my daughter. Mom, can you send it back? And she just started laughing. She's like, I told her. But the reason I mentioned it was my gynecologist was because during my appointment, she saw it on my ankle. So, in the air. But anyways, focus. I swear someone's trying to tell me, Shelley Marie, focus. Oh, and look, I opened right up to the page. How about that? All right. You gotta love today. Everything is energy, including your thoughts. Think of your thoughts as different cars driving by. You have somewhere that you need to travel to, and you have the choice of any vehicle that passes. Would you want to get into every car, or would you select the one that seems the best equipped to get you to your destination? You're not going to take a Chevy Volt on an off-roading adventure and then take a Rubicon to just drive down the street, right? No, you're going to take a Jeep Rubicon to do that trail, and you're going to take the Chevy Volt to just drive down the street. So in case you had problems with that visual, there you go. Would you want to get into every car, or would you select the one that seems the best equipped to get you to your destination? Every thought can be a step either towards forward movement or stagnation. If this card came up in your reading, it is because you must pay attention to where you allow your focus to lead your thoughts. Being aware of where you put your energy mentally and emotionally will enable you to create a more self-empowered journey. It is time to not only realize that you have a choice about where you focus your energy, but to also see how thoughts are affecting your energy. So all these cards, you know, from the very first tarot card we had all the way to now, they're basically plotting your journey for you. From the Death card saying, hey, that chapter's over, to the tarot cards that were saying, yeah, this chapter's over, this is about forward movement now. And then to the Soul Destination card, am I on the right path? To this one, focus. You know what your path might be now. And, you know, it could change, and it doesn't matter. Don't sit there and go, well, what if my path changes? I had a cousin who started college with one degree in mind, and in her second year changed. So she ended up being in college for 5 years because she's all, no, that's not me. I think I wanted it to be me, but that's not me. This is me. And she's great at her job. Okay. I mean, she's not much younger than me. So, you know, it's been a while since she got out of college, but she found her focus, and she was brave enough to say, yeah, this is actually the path I want to be on. And when I say brave enough, it's because sometimes when you start on a journey, you put an entire year into it, you think, well, I've already put an entire year into it. Even if I don't like it, maybe I should keep doing it. That's how burnout occurs, because you're going to lose your passion. All right. But when you find your focus and you move in the direction that just feels right, go with the flow. You can have focus on an end game and still go with the flow. Because journeys are not linear, right? They're kind of all over the place. Journeys are, did I use that word right? Journeys kind of spread in different directions. You know, the path may feel linear, the focus may feel linear, but the journey is going to be in a lot of different directions. However, it may feel like it's curving in and out and doing this. But when you head off on the super side quests that you know are like, well, I'm going to go this way because I don't trust myself, that's where you're losing focus. And not only are you going to hit a bumpy road, you're going to end up having to make a U-turn because it's going to be a dead end. And then you're going to come all the way back. So it's okay to step off the side and explore things, but don't hyper focus, okay, on one thing. Focus on the actual journey and then go with the flow and see what happens. All right. So the next card, oops, oh, step back, get back, get back to where you once belong. I like this card. I don't know why, but it reminds me of California, Northern California more so. Maybe even Scotland or Ireland from all the different shows I've seen, the travel shows and the documentaries, but it's pretty. It's pretty. So, step back. Sorry, sometimes the moment just needs a song. Anyways, oftentimes we can get so caught up in the details of what's going on in our lives that we can no longer see things clearly. Just as taking a step back from a picture to see it more clearly can be helpful, it is now necessary to step back from your current situation in order to see what's going on more clearly. By allowing yourself to look at this situation from the outside in, you will be able to take in more of the bigger picture in order to come up with a solution that is not only more solid and in the flow, but also more empowering. So I know this is going to be a bad example because I wear glasses, but when I have a card this close to my face, I legit cannot see it that well. Okay. I can see a lot of it, but I can't see the fine details. Like when I take off my glasses and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, now I see that, because you know, obviously I am blind, but yeah, I have very bad eyesight, very bad. But I apologize, my throat is dry. When we talk about focus, right? And I talked about how we might be going, oh, you know, I'm not trusting myself, so I'm going to go in this direction. This is when it wants you to step back and say, look, you can explore this area, but don't lose sight of the road. All right. It's like hiking, right? A lot of times when people have to be rescued, even people who are very good at hiking, when they have to be rescued, it's because they leave the trail and they start wandering. And it's okay. I get it. We all want to wander sometimes. Like maybe you hear something, maybe you see something, or it's like, ooh, I bet I can get a better look at this. But never lose sight of the trail. Because if you do, you're going to get lost. You're going to end up again at that dead end. And, you know, it's okay to ask for help if you get, you know, distracted or you lose focus or you end up where you're not supposed to be. But if you don't want to get into those situations, trust yourself. Okay, trust yourself. A very, very good hiker would say, I want to go check out this peak, but I need to make sure that I do not lose sight of this trail. And they might leave little markers for themselves along the way, you know, and other hikers who understand what they're doing will probably leave it knowing they're going to clean up after themselves when they leave, like, you know, little ribbons on trees or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a hiker, but I'm guessing this is the stuff they do to not get lost. But because bad things can happen. So sometimes, again, like the book says, we have to step back to see the bigger picture. And there is nothing wrong with stepping back to see the bigger picture. Okay? Absolutely nothing wrong with stepping back to see the bigger picture. Because that's how we can find the path again, to find the focus. So trust, this is all coming down to the one word, trust. Trust yourself, trust your journey. Even if you can't see it in front of you, trust it. Follow your spidey instincts. Follow your intuition. Your gut will not lead you wrong. Okay, if you're looking at a path that says, I love to make jewelry, I think I'm going to go build cars now. Probably the worst example I can give. But it's ambitious and it's wonderful, yes. But that doesn't mean you have to stop doing jewelry. It means, okay, you want to go build a car with someone, learn how to do that. But then go back to the one thing that you absolutely love, that you know brings you peace. Because when you're learning something new, it is going to just be like your hair is on fire. Okay, because not everything is easy to learn. So anyways, probably the worst example I could give you, but it made sense in my mind. So anyways, the last card, make a wish. Ding, make a wish, right? That's what this card just feels like. It's like, look, ka-ching. Oh, I'm so punchy. But you know, I forgot to show you guys. This thing actually, I got it from the Dollar Tree, so it's, not exactly the best made thing in the world, and it gets stuck. But look, it does do its thing. It's like magic. I love this. I love this, and I wish I'd bought another one because Sammy loved it too. But I'm struggling parting with it. I really am, because it brings me so much joy just sitting there. But make a wish. Make a wish. This is your wish card. Okay, before we get to the dragons. This is, oh yeah, see, Sammy says, I always wear an eye charm. I do too. And like I said, it's on my ankle, but that's just because to be honest with you, I'm not a very big jewelry person. Yes, I wear rings. Yes, I wear necklaces, but these are they feel more like spiritual protection for me than anything else. This is about the extent of what I go to. I don't wear a lot of chunky things. And I feel bad because older sibling loves to buy jewelry. Her and Sissy Joe always trying to turn me into a girl. And that's fine, because I love being a girl, right? Hey, I wear makeup. But I'm not a big jewelry person. Even earrings, right? Oh, speaking of which, so I told you guys I made jewelry. I forgot I had these. I made these. I know, it's hard to see, but I don't know why. Like a humble brag, I guess. These were inspired by a TV show I watch. And I was like, ooh, I think I can do that. So these things right here, these little leaves, they actually were flat. And then I just kind of rounded them out around the fake pearls. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorite things. And I was going to sell it. And then I was like, no, I like it too much. So that's the other part, right? I don't make these things to sell them. I make them. I'm proud of myself. I post it on my Facebook and someone says, are those for sale? And it's kind of like, oh. And that's how it actually started. Someone's like, can I buy those? And I was like, well, this one's for me, but I'm sure I can make you one. So I don't know. It just happened by accident. But anyways, I'm sorry. I'm squirreling all over the place. I've never been tested for ADD, but I'm pretty positive that I might have it. So I have a friend that sends me reels from time to time talking about people with ADD, and I'm like, she's trying to tell me something, but it's like, if I go to my doctor and say, hey, can you test me for this? I'm pretty sure she's going to be like, are you a hypochondriac? Which I'm not, because I barely see my doctor. You know, I don't go in unless I absolutely have to. But, you know, I also don't want to be that person that has a mental health issue and just tries to find everything under the sun to get diagnosed with. I have enough initials behind my diagnoses. I don't need... But I'm pretty sure it's a thing. Anyways, I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. The people that are watching live, they know me. Sadly, they know me. But for the people watching later, whether you know me or not, I can't even blame sleep because I squirrel when I'm wide awake. But, yeah, I lose focus. Focus. Oh, shoot. Right, you liked that card. I forgot. Sorry. All right, I gotta save that one too. All right, it's time to make a wish. This card has shown up in your reading because it's time to let go and let the universe guide you. You have thought every thought. You have done all that's within your power for the moment. Sit back and imagine your desire without restrictions. Allow yourself to feel what it would be like to fully experience the thing you most hope for. Give gratitude to yourself and your angels for helping to manifest that which is for your highest good. Now remember, this or something better, okay? Older sibling learned that the hard way. She was so hyper-focused on one thing she wanted, and then I went out for a drive one night, and I'm like, it's not there anymore. They tore it down and are rebuilding. And it's like, I mean, you should have heard her when I called her, and I said, she's all, I mean, you could hear the sadness in her voice. I felt bad. Okay, and I'm like, but it's like, I didn't call her to make her sad, but I'm glad because I told her, I said, this is your lesson. You cannot hyper focus on one thing. It's this or something better. When you are setting, again, as I always say, when you're setting an intention, you're setting a manifestation, whatever it is you're setting, whether you're praying for it, you know, like, dear God, please, blah, 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 or this or something better. Because see, here's the thing. I'm going to side note here for a second, and we're going to go a little religious. So many people turn against God and hate God and say, well, this is why I don't think there's a God. When they pray for the miraculous healing of someone they know that is either sick, dying, or pretty much on their last leg in life. But that's the law of nature. My dad was like, yeah, this is why I don't believe in God, because your mother did so many different things for so many different people, and then she ended up with this and died within 4 months. And I was mad at God for a while. I didn't hate him. I didn't disown him, but I was mad. I'm like, well, but then I was like, well, I was mad at myself. Like, why couldn't I heal my mother? You gave me these gifts. Why couldn't I heal her? Because it wasn't time. It wasn't, my mom's time was up. As much as I hate to say that, as much as I wish she was still here, as much as I wish that she could see how far I've come and whatever is going to unfold for me now in the second half of my journey, I know that I have to be okay with the fact that she's watching me from from her cloud, right? With those cute little clouds just hanging with eyeballs. It's probably my mother, just like a helicopter mom. Now she's a cloud mom. So, and she really wasn't a helicopter mom. She tried, but you know, my dad did give me some autonomy. It's like, you got to let her live her own life. So anyways, when you make a wish, you set an intention, this or something better, because we don't want to be disappointed. But when we leave ourselves open to something, when we leave ourselves open to any possibility, You know, when we follow that path, when we follow that focus, right? When we step back and look at the bigger picture. And that's what I had to do when my mom died. It took me a decade to do this. But finally I stepped back and said, okay, I don't think she died for my benefit. I think it was just her time. But I honored her by healing a past that I needed to heal. And I'm not going to lie, it was very painful when I finally realized I had achieved what I had achieved and she wasn't there for me to say, hey, look, you know, sorry, I'm getting emotional. For me to say, hey, look, you know what? I did exactly what you told me to do. I found my strength. I didn't hide behind you anymore and your strength. I didn't hide behind Dad anymore and his strength. I learned my own. I learned to trust myself. I healed a pain that I never thought I would heal. And it's still a part of my story and it's still a part of me and I miss her every day. But it is what it is. As much as people hate that, it is what it is. And you're probably saying, what does this have to do with making a wish? Well, it has everything to do, because when our wishes don't come true in the way that we want them to come true, we lose hope. We lose our way. We lose our focus, right? We lose that focus. We forget to step back and look at the bigger picture because we're so hyper-focused on what didn't happen that we can't see what's actually unfolding before us at that time. And sometimes when that happens, we might miss the boat. And then we got to wait for the next one, and who knows when that next one. You know, it's like having an unscheduled boat that just shows up when it feels like it, right? So you have to wait. Or you can just create your own boat and sail after whatever it is that you want. So when you make a wish, remember, feel it, own that feeling, but this or something better. Because it's okay to ask for something, but when you say this or something better, or that which is meant for me, this or that which is meant for me, that will help keep your vibe going. That will help keep your focus. All right. So I just remembered I put the cards back in the deck. So it's a good thing I took a picture of these, because I have an oracle reading that I have to do after this show, a reveal for my other group I belong to. So we're going to pull a dragon card. All right. A dragon card. So, you know, Aloha Perspective, a little bit of something, a whole lot of everything. Oh, older sibling, thank you. Older sibling says she loves my earrings. She is like my #1 model, my head model. I make earrings. It's like, do you like these? Yeah. There was one time I had to tell her no because it was for somebody else. And she's like, well, just tell them that, you know, you lost them. Like, how am I going to lose them? Because she wanted them so bad. So I ended up making one for her, you know, and there was there was only 2 in existence because I didn't have the same materials. Great. Excuse me. Where'd she go? Oh, where'd she go? Sorry. All right, here we go. Here we go. That's your card, the Sovereign. I need to pull that one for myself later. All right. You know, this is going to come out completely wrong because I don't mean it to sound the way it's going to sound, but I really love myself. I am just so ridiculous. It is not even funny, but it is funny. Okay. The drama thing, right? Doesn't work. It sometimes works for me, but not right now. So I know I can hear older sibling now going, uh-oh. Sometimes I get the giggles and then I don't stop. See, Sammy said it perfectly. That literally went sideways. It legit totally went sideways, literally and figuratively. I'm telling you, when these cards want to be heard, I mean, I'm not kidding you. This card flew and landed by the bed. I was just like, what the hell? I mean, what, you couldn't fly and land on the desk? Come on. So anyways, phew. Okay, the Sovereign. The Sovereign. This is probably saying, take control of your life and trust it. Let's see. Dragons have an innate comprehension of integrity, solitude, and sovereignty. You'll never meet a dragon that doesn't understand it is inherently worthy. Take a page from their book today. You have the right to want what you want, love who you want, go where you want, say yes to what you want, and no to what you don't want. You have the right to be the mistress of your own power and director of your own experience. Follow your bliss. Answer first and foremost to your innermost self along that path. This is the part I like. You'll never meet a dragon that doesn't understand it is inherent, or that doesn't understand it is inherently worthy. What did I just say? I'm not trying to be a big, I'm not trying to be self-centered, but I love myself. I found my inner dragon. So this is basically saying you are the sovereign of your own little kingdom. Okay? Queendom, theydom, however you identify. All right. You are the sovereign of your bubble, your little world. And it's not being self-centered. This, my friends, is what you call self-love. Knowing what you need, knowing what you don't need, knowing what you want, what you don't want, what you want to do, what you don't want to do. I got the Spice Girls in my head. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Sorry. Anyway. So yeah, the Sovereign card. I don't think I need to say more on this. Do I? I do not. I do not. Every single card that we have had in this reading has been telling you to trust yourself, to step back when you need to step back and take a look at what needs to be changed, fixed, let go of. It started with the very first card, the Death card. And that Death card was saying that part of you, it doesn't exist anymore. The memory of it does, yes. The memory and the lessons that you have learned to get to where you are right now. No matter where you are on your journey, whether it's a healing journey, whether it's a spiritual journey, you are here right now. But everything behind you, it's behind you. It could have been the greatest day of your life. Maybe you're like, yeah, I won the so-and-so. But then you might go on going, how come I haven't been able to do it again? But you won it. You did it. You climbed that peak. You did whatever it is that you wanted to do. That was a moment. You can build on that moment, but don't hold on to it like it's the only moment in your life. Because it's not. There are so many more moments ahead of you. And that's where the Death card started us, right? It said, hey, this chapter is over. Let's move to the next chapter. All right. The first 50 some odd years are behind me. I'm in the last 50 years of my life. That's right. Because I plan on living to be at least 103 and a half. So very specific. I know. Oddly specific. I know. But I have my reasons. Hopefully in sound mind and physical body. But anyway. But yeah, this is the second half of my life. Now, people would sit there and go, people my age might sit there and go, oh, I've done so much, and now I'm looking forward to retirement, but what am I going to do with the rest of my life? I will tell you this. My mother died at 66 years old. She was just shy about 4 months of her 67th birthday. And she was retired for 6 years. 6 years. And I will tell you, I have never seen anybody, except for maybe my cousin Jeannie, pack in that much life into 6 years. She did everything she wanted to do. She took suggestions that I made and did them without me. I know, even though she's dead, I'm still not letting that go. Mother. But anyways, I think she's a prime example, because she's like, I'm not just going to sit around. That's not what I want to do. I've been sitting behind a desk all these years. I am going to go do this, and I'm going to enjoy it. And I think that's the other reason why she was just kind of like, you know what, I'm letting go. Because my mother was very active. And when she got cancer, when she got pancreatic cancer, it just, it literally pulled the rug out from underneath her. And she couldn't do anything anymore. And I think she's just like, I don't want to live like that. Oh yeah, older sibling. I see her comment now. Used to hate when I would do that. Yeah, when she's all, It is what it is. But I understand it now, because I do know people that hate that term, it is what it is. But in reality, it really is. And maybe it took my healing to understand that. Maybe it just took a better understanding of what someone was trying to say to understand that. And, you know, I think that's how older sibling gets through life, is because, you know, it's like, well, I can't change it, so let's just keep moving forward. You know? And that's a great way to look at it. And if you feel like you want to change it, you can try. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we hit obstacles or hurdles that trip us up, and we're laying there with our face in the dirt going, what the hell just happened? So you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you keep moving forward. If you want to step and take a look, you know, if you want to step back and take a look at the hurdles going, what did I do? Did I not jump high enough? Did I lose my confidence? Did that obstacle or that hurdle grow 2 inches? I don't know. But whatever it is, we go back and we get better at it, and we just keep doing it until we feel like we have achieved what we've achieved. And then we keep moving forward. You don't have to forget your accomplishments. You don't have to forget anything you've done. But what you do have to remember is how important you are to your journey. People can have input, people can say whatever they want, but your journey is specifically your journey. You are the sovereign of your journey. And you get to choose and decide what paths are taken. All right. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, Facebook Live. All lives are public under Shelley Marie Lucas. You can find me across the social media board. This one, unfortunately, is not going to be able to go anywhere but YouTube, and then like maybe Blue Sky, Threads, and Twitter, because it's too long to upload anywhere else. But I know I went over an hour, guys. Sorry, but it was a fun ride. A little bit of giggles here and there, some tears. It was all the emotions today. Except anger. No anger. No anger. But anyways, yeah. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Older sibling, Muddy. I love you both so much. I really do. Thank you. And I don't just love them. If you were watching this, whether I know you or not, if people can hate people for no reason, I can love for no reason. And I love you too. Have a great day.